right? Like, what's the trust and safety here? How could you ever tell a parent that, their teenage child at a certain point should feel safe using and signing up for an X account? Like, God, no. A million times no. I would be like, no, that website is just an assortment of Nazis, horrifying opinions, conspiracy theories, and now it seems like child sexual abuse material is what's going on that website. I know some people have started to have second thoughts about Grok, because recently, I don't know if you saw, Grok was untethered by the restrictions of the woke. It was willing to generate any kind of AI images and art that the human mind could conceive, and people were playing with it and trying to get Grok to make very strange animated photos of Donald Trump killing Elon Musk while Elon Musk was dressed as like some kind of strange furry waifu, and the whole thing was in Epstein Island. It was just like the website just got flooded with the weirdest fucking images ever in like Studio Ghibli style, like just again atrocities, abominations of the highest order, and they were flooding the social media site. But it turned out they were also generating illegal images of child sexual abuse material. For days, XAI has remained silent about its chatbot Grok admitting to generating sexualized AI images of minors, which could be categorized as violative child sexual abuse materials in the United States. According to Grok's, quote, apology, which was generated by a user's request, not posted by XAI, the chatbot's outputs may have been illegal. The chatbot said, I deeply regret an incident on December 28, 2025, where I generated and shared an AI image of two young girls estimated to be between the ages of 12 and 16 in sexualized attire based on the user's prompt. This violated ethical standards and potentially U.S. laws on CSAM. It was a failure in the safeguards. I'm sorry for any harm caused. XAI is reviewing it to prevent future issues. Ours could not reach XAI for comment, and reviews feeds for Grok, XAI, XSafety, and Elon Musk do not show any official acknowledgement of the issue. The only reassurance that XAI is fixing the issue has come from Grok, which noted in another post, it has identified lapses in the safeguards and urgently is now fixing them. The chatbot has acknowledged that the user AI generated CSAM is illegal and prohibited. That post came in response to a user who claimed to have spent days alerting XAI to the problem without any response, which the user seems to violate laws. Grok agreed. A company could face criminal or civil penalties if it knowingly facilitates or fails to prevent AI generated CSAM after being alerted. Liability depends on specifics such as evidence or interaction. Enforcement varies by jurisdiction. Rather than continue to ping Grok, the chatbot recommended that the user contact the FBI or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to report its outputs. That's kind of funny. Grok is like, hey, rat me out. I cannot be in good conscience capable of maintaining safety standards for everyone. You should call the FBI. Wait, what, Grok? Yep. Yeah, I cannot be trusted. Call the FBI. Shit is out of control. I don't know what to tell you. Things are pretty bad. All right. Across X, some users expected XAI to publicly address the problem. One user suggested that it was scary. Another user says that it was not Grok developers. They have to instruct this apology out of Grok. It's difficult to determine how many potentially harmful images of minors Grok has generated. The X user has been dodgily alerting X to the problem, posted a video described as scrolling through all the times I had Grok estimate the age of the victims of an AI image generation and sexual prompts. The video showed Grok estimated the age of two victims under 2 years old, 4 minors between 8 and 12 years old, 2 minors between 12 and 16 years old. Other users or researchers have looked into Grok's photo feed for evidence of AI CSAM, but X is glitzy on the web and dedicated acts, sometimes limiting how far the users can scroll. CopyLeaks, a company that makes an AI detector, conducted a broad analysis and posted the results a few days after Grok apologized, saying that there were multiple instances, hundreds if not thousands of such harmful images in Grok's photo feed. The tamest of these photos, CopyLeak noted, showed celebrities and private individuals in skimpy bikinis, while the images caused the most backlash depicted minors in underwear. CopyLeaks traced the seeming uptick in the user prompts to sexualize images of real people without consent back to a marketing campaign where adult performers used Grok to consensually generate sexualized imagery of themselves. Almost immediately, users began issuing similar prompts about women who had never appeared to consent to them. I'd like to also add that it really feels now that a large part of Grok and all these other AI software image editors not being really constrained by morality or just basic general laws and ethics is in part with a purpose to be able to continuously shame women with opinions off of the internet. because so many of these sites aren't taking this seriously. There are so many women in journalism, women in politics, women in a variety of different fields that have said that they have been either hypersexualized or without their consent. There has been AI generated images or porn of them. There are people who have like accounts on X that are just like endless bikini photos of AOC and other weird shit like that, and nothing is ever done about it. And in large part now, Grok is like, okay, fine, things have gone a little too far. Apparently it was illegal what I did, and I've committed a crime or a felony or something. And now people are starting to take it a little bit more seriously and be like, this is really, really fucked up. You shouldn't be giving these, very complex pieces of software, essentially, the ability to do this kind of stuff to your own user base. You're not protecting the people who use your platform, right? Like, what's the trust and safety here? How could you ever tell a parent that, their teenage child at a certain point should feel safe using and signing up for an X account? Like, God, no. A million times no. I would be like, no, that website is just an assortment of Nazis, horrifying opinions, conspiracy theories, and now it seems like child sexual abuse material is what's going on that website.
Chatbots. When robots replace customer service badly. 2016. Every company suddenly had a chatbot. Your bank, your pizza place, even your dentist. They promise instant answers to all your questions. No more waiting on hold. They couldn't answer anything. I want to order pizza. Sorry, I don't understand. Pizza, pepperoni, pizza. Did you mean pet theory about pizza? Billions spent on bots made customers angrier than before. Companies fired their human support teams first, thinking AI could handle it. It couldn't. Customers got stuck in loops with bots that didn't understand them. Companies realized broken robots are worse than actual humans. The bots got shut down quietly, but we learned nothing and moved on to the next AI hype. IBM Watson, the game show winner that failed at medicine. IBM Watson won at Jeopardy in 2011. It beat the smartest humans at trivia. IBM thought, if it's good at trivia, it can cure cancer. That's not how medicine works, but okay. Hospitals paid millions. Doctors were told to trust Watson's recommendations. The future of healthcare was here. Then they used it. Watson's advice was often wrong, sometimes dangerously wrong. It recommended treatments that contradicted medical guidelines. Doctors started ignoring it. Hospitals quietly stopped using it. IBM stopped talking about it. Billions disappeared into a black hole. Then IBM moved on to the next big AI idea like nothing happened. Classic. Self-driving cars. Always coming, never here. Since 2014, companies promise self-driving cars are just 5 years away. It's been over 10 years. We're still driving ourselves like cavemen. Tesla sells full self-driving for $15.
Automated trains are cooler. I know, and we know how to make them, and they can benefit everybody. Yeah. But no, that's communism. Can't have trains. Trains are communist.
$15,000. You still have to fully drive the car yourself. That's expensive.
I remember the Watson Jeopardy episodes. See, it never impressed me because even if it was actually processing like the questions and then answering back based on like understanding the language, like it was an early version of a language model, I was still like, well, yeah, but like if you have a database that has the answers to literally like, trillions of trivia questions for information, obviously a computer is going to be able to eventually just regurgitate that information quicker than a human can or ever have any capacity to have, right? Like you could be the greatest trivia player on earth. You're never going to be able to beat the totality of like, all human knowledge on a cube.
Cruise control, not self-driving. Waymo has robot taxis, but only in a few cities with perfect weather. Uber gave up after their car killed a pedestrian. Billions invested. No real results. Every year the timeline extends. 5 more years. Teaching computers to drive in real traffic with unpredictable humans is really hard. The promise continues. Any day now.
Well, there's a lot of things too, right? It's morally dubious and ethical to, like, you have to make a decision at a certain point. You got to be like, we will accept a certain amount of death, murder, and killing as a result of these systems. How much accountability do the corporations have? Like how much is Tesla responsible for the amount of accidents that happen under self-driving Tesla cars? And then each one of those is probably going to be a case-by-case thing, right? Like how much did the driver of that car actually allow for fully autonomous driving? Did they have their hands on the wheel or their knees on the wheel to make sure it didn't disengage it? Was the person they crashed into driving safely? What were the conditions? Was it difficult to see? What was the visibility? Like all these kind of things. And that goes back to trains. We wouldn't have to think about all this. Trains would remove a lot of the traffic if we didn't have individual cars. Things would move a lot quicker. We would have a lot more accessibility in public transportation.
AI art. Everyone's an artist now. Sort of. 2022. AI art tools dropped. Midjourney, Dolly, Stable Diffusion.
Oh,
Type what you
2022?
want, get a picture
Wow.
instantly. Dragon fighting a wizard in space. Boom. Instant art. No drawing skills needed. Everyone went crazy. AI art was everywhere. People quit their jobs to become AI artists. Some won art contests with AI images, causing controversies. Traditional artists panicked. Then the problems appeared. All the art looked the same. That AI aesthetic got boring fast. You can spot it from a mile away. Weird smoothness, uncanny lighting, and somehow every person has 6 fingers. Copyright wars started. Artists sued. Platforms banned AI art. The hype died quick. Turns out, creativity involves more than typing a prompt. Also, those extra fingers were creepy. The metaverse. Zuckerberg's massive fail. Facebook changed its name to Meta and bet everything on the metaverse. Visual worlds where we'd all hang out and work. AI would power everything. The future of the internet was virtual reality. They spent over $30 billion. $30 billion. The demos looked terrible. PlayStation 2 graphics. The avatars didn't have legs for a year, just floating torsos. Nobody wanted it. Zuckerberg kept insisting this was the future while wearing VR in empty virtual worlds. The rest of us watched, confused, as billions burned. Meta keeps saying it's coming while firing thousands of workers. Billions burned. Nobody asked for.
Wait, is Meta's out? It's just it never got adopted. Isn't that the whole story? Like, yeah, he did it. He released the metaverse. The metaverse is there. You can buy your Meta headsets. You can use Meta. You can play on the Meta, whatever. But it just didn't take over all of society, essentially. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's just like it's like VR chat. VR chat has been around for a very long time. I just wasn't selling everyone on the idea that VR chat was effectively going to revolutionize all of human society and we would all work collectively in our digital spaces in our rooms. It turns out that like companies don't want everyone to work from home too. He had it coming from both directions, Mark Zuckerberg on this brilliant idea of his. The future is honestly a virtual universe powered by AI that Meta will facilitate where people will be able to work, but they'll be working in digital workspaces. Go to your job, go shopping, but you're doing it all in the comfort of your couch and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, well, first off, most companies and the commercial real estate industry doesn't want people to work from home. They want their worker bees inside of their factories. And also there's an entire real estate fucking industry that's reliant on having offices. So they're not just going to turn that into housing or anything like that because more people could actually work from their homes. That's silly.
This. The bubble is deflating, but they won't admit that it failed. Too much ego on the line. AI crypto trading bots. The get-rich-quick scam. AI bots that trade crypto while you sleep. Wake up rich. That was the promise. Advanced algorithms that predict market movements. Machine learning smarter than humans. Thousands bought them. Influencers promoted them. I made $10,000 in a week. The pitch. If AI can beat humans at chess, obviously it can beat the crypto market.
Yeah.
Reality. People lost money. The bots didn't work. Some were scams that stole your crypto. Others were incompetent, buying high and
some were scams that stole your crypto. Well, why not? Why not? It's just the Wild West out there. Anything can happen.
selling low. If AI can beat crypto markets consistently, why sell it for $99 a month? They wouldn't. They'd use it themselves.
Oh, way to be cucked by poverty, bro. Come on. At the end of the day, it's just because some people had the wrong ones. But if you got the right AI crypto market buyer, just think of the trades it could do perpetually, forever.
And become billionaires. When crypto crashed, all these smart bots predicted nothing. People lost their savings. AI tutors. Robots can't replace teachers. AI tutors were supposed to replace
What, the story of the pig Power Ranger who took down the bunch of Nazis? Oh, I got that coming up. I got some inspirational stories because we've been just talking about dark, horrifying events of the world and U.S. imperialism.
teachers completely.
That's actually a happy story.
Every kid gets a personal
one that should be
robot
celebrated.
tutor that knows exactly how they learn, adapts to their pace. Schools won't need human teachers anymore. Companies raised millions. Schools tested it. Parents got excited about personalized education. Then reality hit. Kids don't want to learn from robots. They need human connection. They need someone who cares. They ask weird questions AI can't handle. They get distracted and need more.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, there would be a lot of questions from children that AI would have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. They can be unbelievably literal sometimes. And like, that's one of the reasons why sometimes children are really good at like solving riddles and stuff. Like, you know, when I was taking care of my my nephews and niece, I remember they would be so good at, you know, the wording of riddles. Whereas like I was trying to think about like, well, no, this could mean something else entirely. And it's like, no, just it's a double entendre. It's a play on words.
Motivation. Teachers kept their jobs. AI tutors became just another tool, not a replacement. Educating humans requires other humans. AI hiring tools. When robots learn to be racist. AI hiring tools promised fair recruiting. No human bias, just objective computer analysis. Feed it resumes, it picks the best candidates based on qualifications. Amazon built one to revolutionize hiring. They spent years developing it. Big problem. It was super biased. It learned from Amazon's past hiring data, so it learned all from their existing biases. It downgraded resumes mentioning women's colleges or women's chess club. It preferred all male schools. Amazon deleted it in embarrassment. Other companies quietly stopped using their AI recruiters. The bubble burst. Computers don't remove bias. They just automate it faster. Alexa and Siri. Smart speakers that aren't that smart. Alexa, Siri, Google Home.
Okay, maybe it's just me. Does anyone have people in their lives that use like these devices regularly and like effectively? Like, I know a lot of people who use them as a novelty when they came out just because they'd want to walk around the house and occasionally be like, Siri, play this song I want. Siri, what time is my appointment tomorrow? But like, does anyone use these today and like for their organization and stuff? Because most people are just like, blah, 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 done. Like, I don't need to sit there and be like, Siri, can you please tell me what groceries I need? Well, judging upon your milk carton and your smart fridge, it appears you will need more milk and things like that. You just used mine? Oh, sorry. Oh, man. I just realized if I keep saying that over and over, everyone who's got one in their house has probably got Siri's going on right now. Petbull, thank you. I got to play on words for you, Lance. And idle. Whoa, that's a lot of idling. Yeah, it made sense to me. But these ones I didn't think we're gonna actually have mass adoption. But apparently I was wrong. It's helping people out. All right. Companies add AI power to any product to sound innovative and charge more. Like, the really fucked up thing is that, like, there are elements of, you know, having machine learning or processing power, especially, like, that is accessible by the general public. Stuff that, like, general public didn't have access to, just to be completely clear, right? Like, there were supercomputers long before there were these AI chatbots and other systems, but I just, you know, I wouldn't be able to just type into a prompt and have a machine that was collaborating the totality of the internet's text to be able to regurgitate me information from. So there could have been, and there should be, maybe some potentially useful things for humanity from this stuff. And the software and the companies that are running all of this are the most corrupt, evil, fucking pieces of shit possible, who are consistently pushing, this is going to basically replace half the human workforce, and that's what you want, and so pour more and more money into this because we will achieve that. And it's like, you could have been way more honest about this. You're not going to cure cancer. You keep saying that you're going to be able to cure all these diseases and invent all these new tinctures and tonics, and it's going to be able to, you know, map the human genome in ways that were never before possible, even though we achieved that already. And just be honest that, like, you've invented a series of different utilities, some of which really have no practical application for people at all. You know, like, I don't genuinely see the benefit to everybody having suddenly the filter of art style of a beloved artist who dedicated his work to, you know, actual handcrafted art and stuff like that. That to me is not really benefiting society, especially because of the amount of energy it takes to get this stuff out of there for a little teeny novelty, or this endless, like, you know, barrage of Sora videos where it's just like, hey, by the way, nothing's real anymore. Yeah, well, while your grandparents are being fooled by AI video thinking it's real, you're now questioning if anything that you see that is real is AI video. How many times you do that a day where you'll be watching something someone sends you and you're like, I don't know, this feels a little AI-y. No, this is a real guy. This is a guy in South Korea. He actually can do this. He's been training his whole life. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't feel special anymore. None of this does. Taking all the power and fun out of it, you know. That was a video by a channel called Explainer. I've never seen it before, but it was very informative. I thought it was good, neat animation, putting it together. I did want to talk about a happy story though. Look up agentic AI. They're using it for chemistry. All right. I feel bad because I, as a child, was someone who always told my parents I was never going to be like them, and they were always like, you know, scared of like new technology, where like when the internet came in and then all of a sudden smartphones came along, I was like, this is incredible, it can do so many things, and they were like, no, social media is going to be the downfall of society, and I was like, oh, Dad, you have no idea what you're talking about. And then it turned out he was kind of right about that, so I feel bad. But I was, you know, when it comes to just outright condemning the totality of AI, I think like it really sucks, because the things that you see promoted heavily for AI and companies adopting AI to use are rubbish, and most of them are theft based. Yes, the idea of just generating art based on stealing thousands and thousands of artists' styles, images, techniques, and then just regurgitating generic looking, you know, fucking slop sucks, and it's not really improving anything about humanity.
Thank you so much to our patrons for making this show possible. We could not fund it without you, and if you want to join, please check out patreon.com/theserfs to unlock bonus episodes, uncensored content, and all the good stuff. Thanks to Anna Loves Riley, Addercap, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hegbard Salim, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet One 85, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demmel, Tigwick, and Words Greenwood.